Y'all see this, right? I know y'all see this. I know y'all see this. Like, it looks phenomenal, honestly. Hands down the best burger I've ever had in my life. Hey y'all, I'm back. I am back. I know I've been gone for a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. It's been like 2.5 weeks or something like that. I quite frankly need to take a break because, you know, life is rough sometimes. You know, I feel like we're all trying to just figure it out. And after reaching out to people, I realized that I'm not the only one. I'm like, I guess we're just all in this loop of just like working consistently and trying to achieve our goals. And me, I'm a little impatient, you know. I think I'm more impatient when it comes to achieving my goals because I want to have them right away, you know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't work like that. But if I had it my way, it would work out. But you know, I'm still gonna keep trying. I'm still gonna keep going. But you know, sometimes I'll hit like a rough patch where I'm just like, am I doing this for nothing? Like, should I give up on, you know, making videos and like perfecting my cooking skills? Like, what gives, you know? Oh, also, if you haven't noticed, I don't have my mic. Yeah, I misplaced it. I don't know where it is. It just got up, slid it away, and it's nowhere to be found. So I definitely have to look in buying a new one. But the only reason why I don't want to do that is because I feel like if I buy a new mic, I'm gonna find it. And I don't want to deal with that at all. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna improvise. I'm gonna use my handy dandy headphones. I'm so glad I have them because if not, then I would have been screwed. Let's get into this cooking though. So, you know, the last time we had the buffalo chicken sandwich, it was fire. I was so sleepy that day and delirious that I could barely be eating my food, and you guys definitely saw that. But it was so good. The buns were great. The spice level was just, the garlic, the cilantro, the buns and how soft they were, it was great. I loved it. This time I'm gonna be making a burger, but like not any kind of burger. I'm gonna be making a half beef, half chorizo burger. I've just been craving a very spicy burger and I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. Half chorizo, half beef. Well, you guys are gonna see the rest of the ingredients. I'm not gonna give it away just yet. So with all that being said, let's get this started. All right, now we're gonna begin our burger buns. If you would like the recipe, check out my last video, the buffalo chicken sandwich video. The recipe will be on the screen. And then we're gonna get our yeast bloom. So I add my yeast, add some sugar. The sugar eats the yeast and then it makes the yeast bloom. But if you're using buttermilk like I am, you will not be able to see the yeast bloom because of the thickness of it. But the only difference between this recipe and the last one is that I added 2 tablespoons of butter. You're then going to add your flour a little bit at a time until everything is fully incorporated. Once you're done mixing your dough, you're going to add flour onto your countertop and then you're going to knead your dough until it's smooth. You may need to add a little flour at a time because your dough may be very sticky. It's okay if there's a little bit of stickiness to it as long as it's not sticking to the counter. By hand kneading takes about 10 to 15 minutes, but if you have a stand mixer, it doesn't take long at all. After you're done kneading, you're going to add your dough ball into an oiled bowl and you're going to oil the surface of your dough ball. That way it doesn't stick to the plastic wrap. Make sure to proof your dough until it's double in size. So I'm actually gonna be proofing my dough for about 3 hours. Reason being is because the longer you let it proof, the more flavors you're gonna get. And then it also gives you time to do other things that you need to do. Ideally, you wanna do it overnight, but quite frankly, I have an extra day off tomorrow and I kinda wanna just enjoy it. So I'm just gonna get this all done in one day. Now we're gonna begin marinating our meat. So I have 80-20 beef and chorizo. That looks kind of gross, I'm gonna be honest. But that chorizo popped out that bag. Okay, back to business. So then I add my garlic. I use a microplane and then I add some cumin, some salt and pepper. I didn't add a lot of salt because chorizo is already pretty salty as it is. I only add a little bit. And then once you incorporate everything, you're going to mix it together and you're going to place it in your fridge until you're ready to use. But ideally 30 to 45 minutes. Oh, and I added a generous amount of garlic powder. Garlic powder, we're just best friends. We're besties. So go ahead and add as much as you like. Yeah, me and this plastic wrap was just not vibing at all. Like, I don't know what happened. All right, we're gonna begin my guacamole. I've already made this on this channel plenty of times. You already know what it is. I like to remove the pits from my tomatoes because I do not like a watery, soupy guacamole. I'm just not a fan of it. But if you want to keep the pit in there, you're more than welcome to. And then I'm just gonna begin chopping the rest of my ingredients. Then begin microplaning some garlic, and then I add my avocados and then begin mashing them. I added some salt and pepper, some garlic powder, add as much seasoning as you like. It's more of a taste as you go type thing. I don't really have a correct measurement of how much salt, pepper, or garlic powder I put in there. And then as far as limes is concerned, I start off with 2, but then I add more if I need some more lime juice. So yeah, add more if you want and less of what you don't want. All right, I'm gonna begin my habanero chipotle mayo. This was so good. Oh my goodness. Like, I still have some in the fridge and listen, it's about to be gone. But I separate the sauce from the peppers and then I just save the peppers if I want to reuse them. I micropainted some garlic and then I add my habanero. Like I said, you do not have to add habanero at all. You could just stick to the chipotle or you can add some jalapenos, whatever you decide. And then I changed the recipe on this one. I actually would recommend doing 1/4 cup of mayo instead of 1/2 cup of mayo. I had to like fix it up and everything like that. And then so I added the juice of 1 lime and then I added some salt and pepper to taste and it turned out great. But make sure you leave in the fridge until you're ready to use because that way all the flavors can combine together and you're just gonna have a wonderful masterpiece afterwards. All right, now that your dough is double in size, you're gonna deflate it and then you're gonna separate it into 6 even pieces or however many buns you would like. And then you wanna make sure that it's 3.5 ounces. And then I just save the rest of the dough for another recipe, but I let mine slow rise in the fridge for about 3 hours. And it actually worked out really well because it gave me time to do other things I need to do, because if you leave it out, it'll rise very quickly within like an hour. Right, so we're going to flatten our dough and we're going to take each side and place it into the center and then you're going to roll until you get a nice smooth ball. I don't know what was going on this time, but the dough balls weren't that smooth, but they didn't become smooth until I proofed them afterwards. It was weird, but it still turned out great. I had no complaints about it. Ideally, you want to use parchment paper for this, but I keep forgetting to buy it. But I used foil and I added some nonstick spray and I added my dough balls. Make sure there's some space in between them, that way they don't stick together once they proof. And then once you're done, you're going to spray some nonstick spray onto the surface of your dough balls. That way the plastic wrap doesn't stick. And then once you place your plastic wrap on there, make sure there's some room for them to breathe. You know, make sure there's some circulation in there. That way it can proof evenly. And then once it's done proofing, you're going to take 1 egg yolk and mix it with a teaspoon of water, and you're going to spread it across your buns. Do not drag your brush across your buns because they'll deflate and then you'll have to re-roll them again. I've done that before and it's irritating. Then afterwards, I baked them on 375 until they were golden brown, and then I brushed them with some unsalted butter to give them that little shine. They were really good, by the way. These are my favorite buns ever. Apparently, I wasn't recording when I was shaping the patties, but I weighed them to 8 ounces each. And then I put them in a cast iron skillet. There's no need to put any grease in there because the chorizo is already kind of greasy. And then you're gonna leave it on one side so you can get a nice crust on there. And then afterwards, you're gonna add some cheese. You're gonna broil it, put it in the oven. And then I also added a fried egg on there for like the little razzle dazzle, and it turned out great. I added some pepper jack cheese and I put it in the oven to broil. I guess I didn't film the egg scene either. Got it, cool. So I toasted my buns and I added the habanero mayo on there. I added the habaneros. Like I said, you don't have to add habaneros. You can add serranos or big jalapenos or whatever you like. And I added my guacamole and then the rest of my toppings and the burgers. It was, oh my goodness, it was so good. I can't even talk right now. This was literally like the best burger I've ever had. Like hands down. And then the way the egg yolk just oozes down, the tortilla cheese, the cilantro. It was so good. I really do hope you guys enjoy this recipe. I know y'all see this. I know y'all see this. This looks, I can't even describe how this looks. It looks phenomenal, honestly. This looks like it's gonna be one of the best burgers I've ever made in my life. I just wanted something spicy, something different. You know, I never really make burgers on this channel at all. So I was just like, why not just make my own? Why not just come up with something? And I had a taste in my mouth for something spicy, greasy, and just refreshing. And so I just made this. I cannot wait to try this because I am not only hungry, but I'm hungry. Oh, and guess what? I found my mic. Yeah, it was just in the back of my dresser, just max chilling for like no reason. I'm like, got it, cool. So you were just hiding out from me. You didn't want to say anything. Got it, I see how it is. So you're on punishment, sir. All right, now we're gonna get into this damn burger because I've been waiting for this all day. Bruh. Oh my God. And I know it's gonna be spicy as Oh no. Wait. This is literally, hands down, the best burger I've ever had in my life. Dead ass. And it tastes just how I imagined it would. Oh, these habaneros came to say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? But honestly, y'all, this is really, really good. I can't even like express the beef and the chorizo. It's like a perfect combination. The fried egg with the yolk running, it gives it like this silkiness, the refreshness of the guacamole, the chipotle sauce that I made, the tortilla cheese and the cilantro, like everything just comes together as one, and it is so goddamn good. Now, what I will say, I will not be eating this entire thing because I'm sure this is a lot of calories. So I'm gonna eat like maybe one more bite, and then that'll be it for that because, you know, I don't want to be doing too much now. And plus, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And this is, listen. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna need one of these restaurants out here in Vegas to put this shit on their menu because this is bomb. And I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. Like, this is fire. Like, this is definitely restaurant style for sure. You know what? I used to work at this restaurant called Slater's 50/50 when I used to live in California. And they have a location out here. And I know, you know, the GMs and the higher ups at the ones in California. So I'm just like, okay, well, what if I pitch this to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Because at one point on their menu, like years ago, back in like 2015 or something like that, they had this burger called the Fire Alarm. And they had like fried jalapenos and like, they had like jalapenos mixed in the burger patties and whatnot. And to me, wasn't that hot. That's just me personally. But I feel like this could definitely replace that. Maybe I'm like thinking too far into it, or maybe my dreams are too high, but I don't know. I feel like I make some pretty good shit, you know what I'm saying? And I feel that somebody will notice one of these days, you know? But like I said earlier, I have to be patient. So, you know, not everything's gonna happen overnight. So we will definitely see. I will just continue doing what I do, making good food and producing content, and just keep going. That's all I have to do right now is just keep going. So, woo! Yeah, this burger is really spicy, but I'm really loving it though. Like, it's like the perfect amount of spice. But if you're not on X Games mode like me, then this is not the burger for you. But what I will say is, if you don't want to use habaneros, then you could definitely use like serranos or jalapeno, something that's mild, or, well, not pepperoncinis, because I don't think it would go good with this, but yeah, maybe even like jalapenos, you know, something mild, something that's not going to be like burning your mouth aggressively, kind of like this is right now. But yeah. I had to do the bankhead bounce real quick. Oh my gosh. I love this. I have so much fun on camera, like for real. But I'm not getting full. But I don't want to eat this whole, I don't want to eat this whole thing right now. I think what I'll do is, I will, I'll save the rest for tomorrow. I mean, cold burgers are cool. I'm not opposed to it, whatever. But yeah, this is top notch. I feel like I'm getting better and better and better and better as the years go by. Not even the years, like even months. Like recently. You hear that? Damn, this is good. I really wish you guys could try this. Honestly. That's like the only downfall. Is that I don't want to burp too loud. Y'all can't try it right now. That's the only thing. But y'all definitely make this. And like I always say, like, you don't have to make the buns, but if you definitely want to challenge yourself, just try to make it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you need me to like guide you through it, like I would definitely do that. Like over like, you know, Instagram or something like that. You know, if my directions aren't, you know, clear enough. But it took me like maybe, because I started making buns during 2020 when like the pandemic that first hit and everybody was at home. And so I was basically, you know, just practicing making buns because I just really wanted to try to do it because I hated going to the store because the lines were like wrapped around the corner. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own buns, I'm gonna make my own bread, all that. And so it took me a couple of times before I actually like perfected it. It took me, I would say, maybe 3 tries. But the difference is when I first started making buns is that I wasn't measuring. And when you measure, when you measure, you get more of good consistency as far as size is concerned when your buns. Because when I was first making it, there would be buns that would be like this big, some would be like this small. Did I shit my teeth? No, I don't, okay. So I got distracted. I got distracted, but yeah, there'd be buns like this big, some this small, and I'm just like, okay, obviously I need a kitchen scale. That way it can be more consistent. So ever since then, I've just been, like, it's to the point where I memorize my own recipe. Like I memorize the measurements and all that, so I don't even have to have like a cookbook or anything for it, but I do document my things. That way, you know, if I ever do make a cookbook, which I would love to, then I can already have it instead of like going back and forth like, oh, what did I make? Da-da-da-da. But and these habaneros, baby. They have like a sweetness to it too. Ooh. Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that set it off. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get going because I have to edit this video and I want it ready by tomorrow. So I have to get going. My apartment's hot. Like, I didn't have the damn oven on, the AC off, all that. So yeah, I'm gonna get going. I love you guys so much. You guys, thank you so much for being patient with me. I know I've been absent for a little bit, but it was a much needed break and I feel so much better to film. In regards to any meals that I have, you can always message me on Instagram, Mr.Westcoast, or you can leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.